Welcome back to my channel, everyone. So, the votes are in. They've been counted and verified. I'm really joking. I've just been over and checked the poll before I started the video, and I think it was 41% of you, let me just get it right, 41% of you voted for Lizzie Mary Cullen's The Magical Christmas. And I have to admit, this intimidates me, this book. And I brought a copy of this in my early colouring journey and fluffed it up, so this is a brand new copy. So fingers crossed, folks. So the page I thought would do is The Christmas Robin. Now, this book intimidates me as much as the next person. So there are so many tutorials out there using water medium because the paper is really good quality. I'm not going to do that. When I was learning to colour, I was desperate to find a colouring tutorial in Lizzie's books that just used pencil. And that's what we're going to do today. So I've chosen Black Widows because they're very popular, they're amazing pencils to work with, and hopefully, and as many of you then can join in with me as possible. I've chosen this image. It looks horrendously busy, I know it does, but there are a lot of repetitive parts to it. So we've got lots of holly leaves and berries, and then we've got this large swathe of background. It's my hair again. I've washed my hair and it all falls out. We've got these large swathes of background, and I think once we get that done, the holly leaves done, that the page will come to the forefront and we'll see exactly what we're supposed to colour. Okay, so enough waffle from me. Let me bring you in and I'll show you how I intend to do these bits of background swirls. You know, these bits. So I was umming and ahhing. Well, I want, you know, the robin's going to be reds and browns, the holly's green, the berries are red. What am I going to do? So I've gone with controversial. I've got two pencils from the Monarch range, and I've got Cat's Eye and I've got Iceberg. Now they're neither, when you put these together, you get a neither blue nor green, and it's just a beautiful combination. So I'm taking my Cat's Eye, and at the base of these shapes I'm going to fill that in with Cat's Eye. The Black Widows love this paper. If you're patient with them and just let that colour build up, they love it. So now I'm going in with Iceberg, and I'm going to fill the rest of that in with Iceberg. Go over the Cat's Eye too. I'm just going to come back up, make sure I filled in all the spots. I'm doing very, very light pressure. I'm not even hardly touching it, and it's responding to this paper really well. Okay. So it gives us this gorgeous combination of neither blue nor green, and I love it. And I was thinking of just doing it blue, but that's boring. It's Christmas. This is my experimental time for things I wouldn't dare normally do. And the wonderful thing about Liz's work is you don't have to, it doesn't have to be realistic. We can colour it however you want to. I am going to do the robin and the leaves in traditional colours, but the rest of it we can fill in and make it as bright and poppy as we like, you know. And I know this is not bright in your face, but we really don't want that, do we? We want the robin, the branch that he's sitting on, that needs to come out. So that's how I'm going to do all the little bits, and goodness me, that's a mammoth job. So I'm taking Cat's Eye, and I'm always going to go into the bottom section of that little pattern. Take your time, let the Black Widows just glide on the paper. There's no effort with it. If you just lift the pressure off, they just fill in beautifully. Look at that. I love that combination. Isn't that pretty? So you get almost the look of, well, is it blue or is it green? And I really like that. Okay, I'll just do that last one just cause. Oh, nearly did the wrong one. So I'm always starting with the cat's eye down at the base. I'm going to gently bring that up. And then fill in with the iceberg. And I just love the results. I love that colour. I just love the colour combination with the two. And I think that'll look quite nice in the background. It's quite bright, excuse me, but it's not going to overtake the page. Okay, let's have another look at a large element that's going to be in this page, and that is, I'm going to have to tilt you up, otherwise my book will be off the desk. Where am I looking? Here. There you go. Okay, sorry. There we are. Okay, holly leaves. So I've got quite an array of colours here. I hate colouring leaves, so why I would have chosen this page, goodness only knows, but I did. So I've got, let's do them a bit at a time. Where am I? Here. Okay, so I've got my poor little fan green from the the Black Widow set. I've got charcoal green from the Scorpion set. I'm just going to lay them back down because I get confused with Black Widows. Then I've got leaf green from the Monarch range, olive green from the Scorpion range, and then a tiny bit of antler from the Monarch range. So I'm going to take this gorgeous fan green and I'm going to go around the edge of the leaf. Like this. Because I don't want it to look real. I want it to look fun and just recognisable as holly, you know, rather than going for realism. So I've gone all the way around the edge like that, and then I'm just going to bring it in a little bit with a very light touch so that we can blend our next colour in. There we are. Haven't got an awful lot to chat with you about. I've spent the weekend recuperating from work, so a lot of sleeping. Okay. So now I've got charcoal green, and that's what we're going to go in over with our blend line. Really is a very beautiful colour. And what I'm doing is I'm going to get lighter as I get in towards the centre. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. I have practiced, you know me, with a lot of trial and error colour combos for this. But those two love each other. There, okay. Then we start to lift it. So now we've got the gorgeous leaf green from the Monarch set. It really is a pretty colour. So this lifts our, gives us a bit of brightness. Just sort of effortless colouring and a lovely bit of fun. Now I've got olive, and I'm going to backtrack over that, and I'm leaving a very faint line, a very small line, not faint, for the centre. We'll see how that works. Just going over the whole thing with this olive. I must go and buy more these sets because I will be ever so upset when I run out. I really, really love them. Almost as much as my Pablos. We won't bring Derwent into it because that would be an unfair contest. Okay, so then I've just, oh, excuse my arm in the way, then I've just got antler left. And I'm just going to go down the centre. And I'm going to go over the whole thing. And then I'm going to go back in with, sorry, I'll move my pencils for the next shot so that my arm doesn't keep going in. I'm going back in with the charcoal green and I'm going to bring that out so we can get our colours right in the, you know, in the right proportion. Yeah, so I've spent the weekend recovering, washing, you know, the usual dirge. But folks, there's only 4.5 days of work time left this week for me. I finish on the 18th at lunchtime. How exciting. I've started some Christmas shopping today online. And yeah. Okay. And I'm coming in with my olive green, and I'm just gently gonna come in towards that antler there, and then, sorry, I'll grab my antler. Yeah, and give it a quick blend. So that might seem an awful lot of colours, well, it is an awful lot of colours for a teeny tiny little space, but I think for a non-realistic page, I'm just going back over with my deepest colour. I think it works really well. What do you think? Right, I have to keep them in order or I'll get in a muddle. Okay, I'm going to come out. Let's move you back, tilt you back. So we've got this very subtle bluey green colour down here that will fill the page. And then we get the contrast of our deep, deep holly leaves that we'll have. I'll go back over it and just make sure any white spots are done. And then before I go off and complete this mammoth task, I'm now trying to find... God, I'm so ditzy today, honestly. Right, we're going to come back in. I'm sorry that I keep bringing you back in and out. That was silly. I should have just stayed there. We're going to tackle the berries. So I've got 3 reds, but I've also got mahogany. Okay, so I've got mahogany from the monarchs, I've got deep red from cobra, blood red from the scorpions, and I've got blood diamond from the cobra. Okay, so I'm taking my blood diamond, which is the darkest of our reds, and I'm going to go round the shape of the berry. And then I'm going to come up the bottom half of it. Then I'm going in with, put that one down, I'm going in with, just checking I've got them in the right order. I'm going in with deep red. Ooh. Deep red, go over that. And then I'm going to leave a gap for blood red. Okay, so now you're going to say to me, Lucy, there is no contrast in that berry or whatsoever, and you'd be right. So, this is where the mahogany comes in. And I want the bottom of the berry, sorry, just get rid of that, that was that bit of broken pencil. I want the bottom berry to be, the bottom of the berry to be much darker. So, I experimented and shoved the mahogany in the bottom there, and then went back to our blood diamond, and just went over that. So it gives it that little bit of depth there. Should we do that on, let's do it on this one too. So our darkest red, which is blood diamond, I'm coming up there. Then I'm taking our medium colour, which is deep red, and I'm going in there. Then blood red to fill in that gap, and then mahogany. Now as we're using the pencils quite lightly anyway. All that happens when we put the blood diamond back over the top is that you get a darker red. It's very clever. There. We'll do the last one. We might as well, hadn't we? Right, round the whole berry. I'm going to fill this bit in. Then deep red. Saving our top section for blood red. And then I'm going to get mahogany. Go in where the berries join. Just deepen it round there. Just give us a little bit of contrast. There we go. And then back in with blood diamond, just to ensure that that blends. Then I've got my gorgeous Arteza 1.0 white pen, and I'm going to stop my hands shaking and give them a little highlight. Just a little highlight. Okay, now we are going to come out. Okay, colouring catch-up homework. Before we meet again, it's going to take me hours, I am going to have filled in all those blue, neither blue nor green background bits, and I will have done all the holly and the berry. And then we will meet back up and we'll carry on. Alright my lovely people, see you in a second. Right folks, I'm back again, but not as planned. Nothing seems to be going to plan. So it dawned on me just how much work I'd given myself to do in one evening. Like you guys, this is a mammoth task. It doesn't look a lot, but it is. So there's all the holly leaves and berries that I've just shown you how to do, and all the background. So I didn't want to leave you hanging for a video tonight. I promised I'd do one, and I'm thinking, well, what can I do? I'm never going to get through this and it look any good. You know, I'd be scribbling and rushing to get it done. So what I thought I'd do is show you how I'm going to colour the branch in and the other leaves that aren't holly. And then what we could do then is call it quits for tonight, and then we could meet up again on Tuesday, where then I've had a chance to colour it and finish it properly without rushing. I hope that sounds okay. I've checked and we've got 17 minutes of this bit, so we should probably have a good 30-40 minute video again. So let me bring you in and I'll show you what I've decided to do, and fingers crossed it works. Okay, here we go. You see these lovely leaves here, the ones that aren't the holly? Well, I was thinking about it and I'm thinking, I don't want another green. I just don't. And I want to bring some colours together. So he's going to be browns and reds. This branch is going to be browns. What am I going to do? You know, it's just going to be too much on that. So I thought, let's go for a kind of golden colour. Sorry, I was just looking at my old book that I fluffed up over here. I've been practising it, and it's really helpful that I've got this fluffed up book. So I've got 4 colours, and let me line them up, and I have to keep them in order because you know what I'm like. I'll be all over the place if I don't. Okay. So, and I just fingers crossed it works. It looks great in the other book, but whether it works or not is another thing. So it comes out as a sort of reddy golden colour. I'm not going for gold, I want a golden looking leaf, you know, if that makes any sense. So I've got chestnut from the cobra, foxy brown from the black widow, nugget from the cobra, and pastel lemon from the scorpion set. Okay, and I'm going to do like we did with the holly leaf. Sorry, I'm putting them that side so that my arm doesn't keep getting in your way. Okay, I'm going to do like we did with the pastel leaf. What is that? Can you see it? Ah, it's like an annoying little blob. What is that? Let's try and rub it out. No, it must be something on the page, because there's nothing on the reverse page. Okay, So like we did with the holly when I finished wittering, like we did here, I'm going to go, got to get you back in shot now, I'm going to go dark around the outside and come into a lighter centre. Oh, I just really hope this works. Okay, deep breath. Okay, so I'm taking our chestnut and I'm going to go around the edge. Have I come in too far? Is it just going to focus on the pencil? I'll keep an eye on it. What's happening? No, it's staying in focus. Okay, so this is quite a bright colour. I'm going in around the edge and I'm just lightly, no pressure, I'm just letting the pencil glide over the top. Yeah, so I just suddenly thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get through this tonight, I've got work tomorrow, and I don't want to let anyone down and not have anything for you. And it was so lovely of you all to vote, take the time to do that, and push me into doing a book, may I hasten to add, that I was intimidated by. I'm secretly pleased that you chose it because it'd be a book that would sit on my shelf otherwise. Right, now I'm going in with Foxy Brown. And we're going to go over that. Now this is a slightly duller colour, so I'm going to go back over what we've already done. We can deepen it up, but let's just get the colour in. It's a slightly less bold colour, should I say. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now the next colour is Nugget, which is quite a bright orangey colour. So I'm going over that. And I'm going back over most of it. I'm lightly bringing it up here. And I really like this combination when it works, but it can be quite tricky. So then I'm taking our last colour, which is Pastel Lemon, and then I'm just going to fill that in. Is it Pastel Lemon? I thought I had cream. Pastel Lemon it is now. I thought I had cream. What have I done with that then? I bet I've put it back in the yeah, I did. I slotted it back in the pencil case. So I had cream because that's a much more subtle colour. Okay, so let's go back. So, right, this is chestnut. I'm just building that up a little bit more pressure. And I'm going in with the Foxy Brown. And I'm going to come up a little bit further into where we put that, was it Nugget? Or was that the experiment colour? I can't remember. No, it was Nugget. Coming into where we put that Nugget colour. Then we'll take Nugget because it's quite bright. Go over that. Then I'm going to take my cream. Now, I'm just wondering whether we should have an even darker colour. I quite like it, but let's just see. I did have out, what did I have out? I had Huntsman in the Black Widow when I was experimenting. I just think it would be nice if we just lightly put some of that brown in. Not too much, just tone down that red slightly. Bring that out a little bit. There we are. I like that, that's cool. Okay. Then I'm going to go back in with Foxy Brown. And just lightly go over that Nugget. There we are. What do you think? And then take the cream. That will just help us to blend everything together. Yeah, I like it better with the bit of the darker on the edge. So that's cream. Let's go back in then with our, what did we have? We had chestnut. See, I got out of order. Chestnut. There we go. And then Foxy Brown. So we're just leaving a kind of a bit in the centre that shows that nugget and the cream. Yeah, nugget. So I'm going to take out that. I don't want Pastel Lemon. I don't know how that's got in my selection, but it's not correct. And then just the cream. There. So I'm going to get rid of that Pastel Lemon because you know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to ruin the page while I'm off camera. So I'm putting that back in my pencil case. There, I really like that. I'll take some more time to blend. It won't take too much more. Let's just, so I'm taking nugget and I'm just filling that in. Just so it looks a little bit more finished. There we are. It looks really bright on camera. And I normally have the opposite, don't I? I'm worried that you can't see the image, but I love it. It looks really cool. Okay, this tree branch, more browns. Let me come out slightly. There we go. Right, more browns. We've got 4 colours. I know we're moving it up. We're changing things up, people. 4 colours and not 3. What is going on? Okay, that goes there. I think it looks like it. I'll have to check now. Let me get my scrap of paper. So I will need to know which one's darkest. There's that one, which is mud, and then see, mud then dark chocolate. Okay. Right. So in order, we've got. Let's come in so we're not faffing. Okay. We've got mud from the Skin range. Dark chocolate from the Scorpion, we've got Tarantula from the Black Widows, and I've got leather from the Skin. Okay, let me lay those in order. Okay, so taking our darkest, which is mud, I am going to very gently lay it on the base of the branch. Now that's background in there. Okay, deeper at the base, and then we're going to work our way up with those colours. I'm really enjoying this page. It just shows you, doesn't it, really, that we put off colouring in books because we think they're too hard, but actually these Lizzie Mary Cullen books are lots and lots of, well, so most pages are lots and lots of little different bits that you just master one little bit and repeat it. So we now got dark chocolate. So I'm going to go in to meet that. I still do think I could have done it the other way around, but it's up to you, whichever way you want. You know? Okay. Then I've got Tarantula. I'm going in with that, which is a nice red-brown colour. And I kind of backtrack. I've been backtracking with the Black Widows. I'm kind of going over the whole thing. Going back with the next lightest colour. And that seems to work really well. Okay. Then we've got leather. Okay. So that will be our top part of the branch, and I'm going to fill that in. I tell you what, the skin and the monarchs feel so much more creamy. I don't know if it's just me or anybody else has noticed it, but they seem so much more creamy than the previous pencils. Could be me. Okay, and that, everything looks really red and it's not. What's going on? Okay, let's do a little section here. So I've got mud. I hope my camera's not about to go pop, because normally I'm saying to you, oh, I hope you can pick that colour up, but everything looks really red tonight. But I'll ignore it because it's that darn LCD screen again I keep moaning about. It's a lovely camera, it's a really good camera. For me it's lovely and simple. It's just literally turn it on, focus in, focus out, press record, press stop. Because I'm not very technologically minded, shall we say. Okay. Then in with this gorgeous Tarantula colour, it's lovely. Okay. I'm backtracking again. Just going over what we'd already coloured. There we are. And then I'm putting leather on. Just doing leather lightly because I'm going to bring that colour up. I didn't put enough in. So I'm going back in. This is mud. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring that mud up. There we go. Then I'm going to put dark chocolate. We'll bring that up. Another good reason why it makes life easier to backtrack and be able to blend your colours is if, like just then, like I'd fluffed up and not put enough of the darker browns down, you can go over it again. And then Tarantula. There we go. We'll take our leather and we'll just blend all that. There. I think that makes a nice, good tree branch. I hope all this panicking now that... Okay, so let's come out. So we're going to have... I don't need to look out far. We're going to have this blue-green background. We've got some yellow, bronzy coloured leaves that have a mixture of all our colours in. And then obviously the robin's going to incorporate all of those, the browns, the reds, the orange. We could use that toned down a little bit for his beak and maybe his legs. So we'll bring, that way we can incorporate those colours. So the only colour that will be different to everything else kind of that we've used is this background colour. So yeah, should we try another leaf? I'm just a bit concerned about this. Let's come, oh no, that's out. Let's try another leaf. Okay. So I'm going to go in, we said huntsman, didn't we, to go around the edge. Yeah, we did, that's right. So if we do this one, where are you? Let's do this one on top. Okay. So if we take our huntsman and go round the edge. And then, lovely people, I can get an early night and hopefully not feel so tired tomorrow. I spent all weekend in bed. Well, not all weekend, I've done my washing and the housework and bits, but most of it I've spent catching up on sleep. So that's really nice. and then planning this gorgeous page with you all. We'll go back in afterwards. Let's just get those colours in. Okay, so that's Foxy Brown. Then we've got, no, that wasn't that, sorry, that was Chestnut. This is Foxy Brown, and I'm backtracking again. Going over the whole thing. And I'm going to take our Nugget. Not so much of the Nugget. And then Cream. Just doing it lightly because I want to go back in. Okay, so I'm going to leave the dark brown out for a minute. And I'm going to go back in with, oh, that's wrong. It should be Chestnut. And we'll deepen that colour up with Chestnut. Going into that darker brown. I'm going to take the Foxy Brown. And we'll bring that into the Nugget. I don't want to obliterate the Nugget, but just tone it down. And then the Cream. Okay, I'm just going to take then now our darkest of the colours, which was Huntsman, and I'm just going to help that blend line along. So they kind of all merge. And we don't have one stark line of dark brown and then straight into the orange. There. Okay. Back over it. This is Chestnut. Yeah. So you can see that it's going to take me, fiddling and faffing like I do, it's going to take me quite a while to put this colouring together. So I thought I'd give you homework, because you know how much I love you and you need things to do while I'm not around. Keep you busy, stop you getting into trouble. And hopefully if you're going to colour along with me, we'll be at the same stage when we meet up on Tuesday. There, right, I've gone over and that's going to bug me. Let me just get rid of that. Now look what happens when you faff too much. Do you see? So, I'm going back in with that leaf because it is very red. We'll go back over with our, this is my Huntsman, and it will just help to tone all that down and give it more brown than red tone. There. And each one, as you do them, they're never going to turn out exactly the same, so each one's going to look slightly different, which is nice. Let's do that one again. I'm just going back in with those browns. That one, and there. Okay, what do you think? Let's come out. I mean, they are red. If you're not happy with it being too red, then you could tone that down. But that'll give us an idea of how that background will make that page pop. Sorry. These stupid clamps, you know, that you get to hold your camera, they're so wobbly. And this bit here is really annoying me. There, we'll do that. So, yes, homework to keep you occupied and not being naughty. If you're already colouring, then we can't be going out and buying more books, can we? Or colouring supplies. I say that, but then I look when I'm in bed as well. So, oh dear, never mind. Okay, so let's come out so we can see the full page. So yeah, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see from that little corner that I've done that that neither blue nor green background will really lift the picture out. And I know there's a lot to do. So homework, for me anyway, will be to finish the background in our neither blue or green, do the holly leaves, do our gorgeous golden amber leaves, and the holly berries, and hopefully we will be ready to meet back up on Tuesday. So guys, the wonderful Magical Christmas by Lizzie Mary Cullen. I hope you've enjoyed so far what I've done, and I really hope that we can pull this page together and make it look gorgeous. Okay, so until we meet again on Tuesday, take really good care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you then. Night night.